We are uncharacteristically early.
We can deal with that.
We're here.
It's something that happens sometimes.
We're here early. You have a watcher on?
Double check.
You did great. Great. That's great. Oh, you might want
Laptop. Yeah, sure.
I mean, if you
Sure,
want.
I'll take a top lap.
if you want it. Hey everybody. Welcome to the stream. Let me know about game audio. We cannot hear the game audio. I can turn it up or down. Everything's fine. Just hit enter a couple times.
There it goes.
So let me know if the game audio is too low, too high, crazy.
Get rid of the password.
Huh?
Get rid of the password.
That's nice. Oh, well, there you go.
I guess we never shut down.
Oh, correct.
Think that makes sense?
Read my letter. We did start early. Oh. Oh, then you might need to...
What?
Oh, there it is. There it
No,
is.
that's
Took a
fine.
little bit for
It's fine.
chatty there. It's loud. It's loud. A little loud. Okay, I will turn it down. How about that? Doot, 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 doot. Okay, now, how's the game audio? Did I turn it down too much? Possibly. I'm just gonna kick it up. There. How's that? How's the game audio after 3? If I hear you say 3 game audio something.
So how was everything without me?
It was boring.
Just boring.
It was boring.
You didn't play any fun games.
I played a lot of fun games.
You didn't play Overwatch.
I did not play Overwatch.
Well, good for you. Those Overwatch fuckers were really starting to piss me off. Here's a tip. If you really want us to play something, talking about it every 3 seconds, bad way to go about things. Bad way to go about things.
Yep. Oh, that's right. Wait, I know why there's game static. Sorry, everybody. I know why there's game static.
Why is the game static?
Because I had phantom power on. And it doesn't need phantom power. There. Now there should be decidedly less game audio static. If not, I don't really know what to do.
So what is this?
This is Steamworld Heist.
Steamworld.
Steamworld Heist. Steamworld is a series of games. It started off with kind of a 2D Minecraft clone called Steamworld Dig.
Okay.
That was a lot like Terraria. Did you ever hear of Terraria?
Heard of it.
It kind of looked like Terraria. And so Steamworld is like, they have a few games. This game is Heist. I'm going to describe this game as XCOM, but for Jack.
Still hissy.
Still hissy. Pause. Pause.
Pausing for hiss.
Pausing for hiss. Headphones for hiss. Turned down for what? Oh yeah, that's awful.
Bad.
Yeah, that's awful bad. Sorry, everybody.
Working on it. Is there a problem with one of our mics?
No, it's the hiss from the DS. Why? Why is the question? Why is the question? Could be the cable. We have another cable.
Another quality stream from Jack and Rich. High quality streams.
High quality streams here. Get your high quality streams here. Son of a bitch.
Fixed.
Well,
Working. Fixed.
I-
There, you got it.
I fixed it because I turned it off.
Tell Jack it's gone.
Yep. It's gone because I turned it off.
the game off.
I turned the sound for the game off, and that's not necessarily a fix. We're gonna try something else here and see if this works.
Yes, we just started.
We just started. Welcome, everybody. Testing. That's so fucked up. Why do you do that?
Phantom power has been switched off.
Phantom power is switched off. Hold on. Let's try turning our... I have another idea here.
I'm just sitting here. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. To Dax! Thank you for subscribing 17 months in a row. And Baba Yaga... Oh my god. Baba Yagalala! Thank you for subscribing. We really appreciate it. Tell us a story in the meantime. What kind of... Yeah, people get old and die. That's a story right there. It has a beginning and a middle and... Actually, I forgot the beginning. People are born, they get old, and they die. Beginning, middle, end. That's a story.
That's a horrible story, Rich.
It's still a story.
That is true, but that's a horrible story.
Life is full of horrible stories. Did you know that E3 is starting today?
I think I got it.
Is anything... what's going on with E3? Is anything interesting happen?
So far? No. I think I figured it out.
Look, I had a working vacation. I'm working on moving the fiance up here.
Oh yeah.
So I spent all week like sorting and boxing and shit. So it wasn't a vacation.
I figured it out. Okay, so Rich, can I get a testing 1 2?
Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2 1 2. Testing.
All right.
Testing.
After Jack has figured it out, can you guys hear the game audio? I believe I figured it out. Now it's just about adjusting the volume.
I'm cleaning the RLM viewing room. Apparently. I see you saw the tweets.
Somebody made a mess. No game audio? Okay, I can turn it up a little bit.
Chernobyl Kinsman, thank you for subscribing. 14 months in a row. Really appreciate it.
It's true. It's true. We really do. Okay, so now we're gonna say 5. After the letter 5. How we doing?
After the letter, what is
well,
this?
This is
fucking Sesame Street.
This is
now?
V5. This is version 5 of the game audio. After V5, how does it work? Letter 5. Okay, great. Letter 5. There it is. Letter 5. No hiss. Right? No hiss. Can you hear it? Sounds good. Yes. Perfect. Letter 5. Fuck yeah. When I do videos for clients, you know, and I give them, you know, the final product, you know. So this is, you know, Project 1 V01. Mm-hmm. And then they make changes. Okay, Project 1 V02, V03, and then you go on until you get the final project. But then, if you have very special clients, you get final like Project 1, final V2, final V3.
Gotta change this. Gotta change that.
No, this is the final.
When you're working with a company, there's a committee of people that feel like they need to justify their job.
Yes.
And if you hand them a video, and they say it's fine, that means that looks like they didn't do any work.
Exactly. Why do they need? Why does the company need those people then?
So, not that I've personally worked on many of these, but the way I understand it is that you hand them a final product, and could you make this is like 2 seconds shorter?
Yeah. You know what? It just doesn't have the right feel to it. I was hoping for, you know. Okay, so I have a question. So I'm going to play Steamworld Heist, which I will describe as XCOM, but for Jack. because it is a turn-based tactical strategy game, but it's 2D. It has steampunk robots, as you see right there, and you actually have to aim your gun.
Oh.
But that's
okay.
But that's but
haven't
that's,
seen this yet.
But that's part of the world. So this is a very Jack XCOM. So I have a question for you. I'm about 3 hours into the game.
No thoughts on E3.
Fuck E3. That's my thoughts on E3.
Here's the question.
Yeah.
Does anybody actually watch these fucking boring ass, overly long press conferences unless it's part of their job? Are there people that actually look forward to this shit? You wait till all this shit is done, and then you go online and you look for a summary of actual announcements.
Yep.
And then if something actually sounds good, then maybe you look at a little bit of footage of just that section. But what kind of insane person sits down to watch this shit live if they're not getting paid to do it?
I have no idea. I used to watch E3, I'd watch a summary back in the day, but
You gotta watch a bunch of corporate assholes pretend to like games while trying to sell you crap for 4 hours.
More so, you get the list of stuff. Here's the list of everything that's announced. Oh, here and here's hyperlinks to all the trailers.
That's what you want. That's all I want.
Yeah, is the list.
Yeah, give me the list. Give me the list.
Okay, so I have a quick question about Steamworld Heist. Do people want me to start a fresh game, including like the tutorial level and everything, or do you want me to continue playing knowing that I'm about 3 hours in?
I think they want us to play Overwatch.
I love Overwatch, by the way. I'm not gonna play Overwatch on stream, but I love Overwatch. It's a great game. It's a fantastic first-person shooter.
What are the pros and cons?
Of Overwatch?
Yes. Of starting this thing over.
The pros of starting over is people get to see it from the beginning. The con is, the early levels are really simple.
Fresh. Continue.
Okay. We got mostly freshes.
Continue. I might have missed some, but it looks like it's 2 and 2 right now. 2 and 2. And some Overwatch comments.
I love Overwatch. Fucking Symmetra for the win.
Tutorials suck. Continue. Continues pulling ahead.
Oh, continues pulling ahead.
Continue. Continues 1.
Okay. All right. I will continue then. Symmetra.
One more fresh, but I think it was too little, too late.
For Overwatch, for the win, by the way. She's one of the greatest defensive characters ever. One of her powers is she can place turrets anywhere on walls, on ceilings, and the turrets not only damage your enemy, but slow them down. And so if you can strategically place the turrets for any of the big enemies to kind of get trapped in a web, and then all your teammates know and they can focus their attack on them. She also has the special super ability for a teleporter, which is incredibly useful.
It might be very exciting.
It's very fun for me.
Online only. I don't care.
I'm not gonna ever play it on stream because that is a game just for me. Okay, I am going to play. 3 hours and 44 minutes. Okay, so here is the basics of the game. You play as this little. You play as the ship captain. Here are all my crew. These are my soldiers. If we're thinking XCOM, different classes, different weapon upgrades. You can kind of pick these up at bars and.
So it's not top down.
It's not top down. It's 2D. It's a 2D side scroller.
I'm waiting to see what about this is anything like XCOM.
Well, you'll see.
Okay.
So this is basically your base.
Yeah.
In XCOM. Okay, so now let's go see if we can find a mission. I mean, I'm sure we can find. Oh no, is my only mission left like the? Oh, I don't want to do like the big bad one. I don't want to start on like a final boss mission.
Rocket League. Well, yeah, I like Rocket League. That's the exception, not the rule. Plus, you can play it with bots. Not that I've done that too much.
Maybe I'll go back to one of my older levels where I didn't do too well. That one I failed pretty miserably. Well, you know what? Let's see what this is. Let's just see what this is.
Done any off-stream Dark Souls 3 playing?
I mean, I did. I think I talked about this. I did right after we did that stream, and I mean, in total, I think I got 15, 18 hours into Dark Souls 3, and I just have not cared about it since.
Okay.
That's the real. Oh, I can recruit you.
I would have to reinstall it. I know it wasn't running so great earlier.
Uh-huh.
I could probably get it to run now. Maybe I should try and reinstall that. Anonymous says, Rich, do you plan to have children? I don't plan to, but these things are usually accidents, aren't they? What sane human being would plan to have a child?
Weird.
Every time he talks about them, it just sounds horrible. some kind of disease that one of them has, or some kind of birthday party issue. You gotta take time out your Saturday to drive him across town. Fuck that.
I just recruited someone new. That's what that was. What do you do? Oh, you're like a...
Anonymous says, hey guys, enjoy this poem. Corporate idiots try to sell games, but all they do is cause rich pains. E3 is a joke for the sheeple of America. An event so disgusting, we all need an enema.
Oh. What?
As an event, E3 is unnecessary. Like I said, list of new shit.
List of new shit.
List of new shit.
I think there was a time in which E3
It vanished
served. Well, what I'm saying is it served a purpose.
Yeah.
Kind of pre
Yeah.
or early days of internet. It served a purpose, right?
But I don't think you need a multi-million-dollar conference.
No, not anymore.
Like, I think Nintendo has the right idea.
Absolutely.
Just
Pre-recorded.
here's our pre-recorded video.
Yep.
Here's what you can expect this year.
And you know what? They still go to E3. Like, they have playable demos. They have, like, well, because that's the other part of E3. Is, like, people can go there, learn about the games. It's all a corporate hype machine. But, you know. I need to... I'll choose this one. We'll see if this one does any good. Fresh matches, stolen water tax board. Seems like a good place.
The Nintendo pre-made video is a lot more entertaining to watch than the corporate conferences with the corporate jerks who don't care about games and don't like you, but have to pretend otherwise.
It's so awful listening to those guys talk. They do not project confidence.
We here at E3, we at EA Games, we love gamers. And that's why we've created super microtransactions.
For gamers, by gamers. Because we make games, so we're also gamers.
You give us your credit card, and then the transactions start automatically. You don't even know they're happening. Concretin says,
Yeah.
hello, previously rectum.
Hello.
After years of my friend bugging me to get into Preacher, I finally have, and I adore it so far. I'm about 3/4 done with it. Rich, who are your favorite characters from it?
Rich.
Jesse and Tulip. I like our main characters. They're fine main characters. Hairstar is a good villain.
Hairstar?
It was only in one story arc, but the Meat Man was pretty fun. He ran a slaughterhouse.
So here's the little area where you can change your characters, change your loadouts. Everyone has different weapons which do different things, and different items that I've picked up. Like this gives you an extra hit. This is a med kit. Here, your bullets do extra damage. You get an extra action turn. Makes you faster. Melee. Here's the guy I just picked up. He's another like heavy class. And I got this bazooka.
Yeah.
So you want to try out the bazooka. We'll see how he does. We'll see how he does. So now is where we get into XCOM.
Okay. So you see the bottom screen, there's like a large map.
Yep, and the blue squares are cover. The green things are doors. And I've managed to open a door to the escape pod already. It'll stay open, so go as far as you dare. Oh, okay, great. Okay, so now, just remember that the way back can be mighty dangerous. I don't bring the ship close, right? So now, you go through your characters, you get a certain number of movement points, cover,
Okay.
and then here are the bad guys. And so, like for example, with my lady here, my lady bot, we're gonna find some cover here by this barrel, and then that you guys can't see, but. You guys can't see me pointing, but, that man with the axe is an enemy.
Okay.
So, unlike XCOM, you actually have to physically aim your gun.
Is your aim 100%?
What do you mean? Like, if I shoot up here, I might not hit him. So, I have to hit him.
If you're like right there, where your gun is obviously pointed at them.
Yes.
Is there a chance to miss?
No. Not if it's point, like here, obviously, this is point blank.
Yeah.
So, I'm not going to miss. Where it gets interesting.
So if you had a laser sight, it would be perfect every time.
Yes, and this Piper is my sniper. She has a laser sight in her gun. But here's where it gets interesting.
Okay.
For guns that don't have the laser sights, let's say this guy was further away.
Yeah.
Or was behind some cover, you can ricochet bullets.
Oh, that's nice.
So, but here, obviously, I'm just going to point blank.
Yeah.
All right. I'm obviously just going to point blank. All right, let's see what's in this door. Yeah, like this guy who's pretty far away. Like, she's got the laser sight, but you got to look. So we got to... And see, like, I'm not moving it right there. That's just, like, natural drift.
Okay.
But, like, headshots do more damage.
But you get points for an amazing ricochet?
I don't know if you get points. I mean, you kill the guy.
Yeah.
You kill the guy, Rich. That's the important part. Yeah, so this mission is literally just about getting as far in this big ship as I can and getting as much loot as possible.
Okay. So it's like, what's the last one I just played? Just looting the ships.
Oh, Duskers.
Duskers. So it's like Duskers like that.
Kind of. This has got a little story to it and, obviously much cuter graphics. But yeah, we're just looting the ships. We're looting for water. Water is our currency because we're all Steam bots.
Okay.
And it's just kind of cute. Like I said, it's XCOM, but for Jack.
Stu91 says, hey guys, if you don't know, there is a huge sale on GOG just now. Just picked up Doom, System Shock 2, and Spelunky for under $10.
Oof.
Check out the Little Big Adventure games. Get both for $3 total. Cheers! Thank you. Thank you for the info. I'll check out the sale when I get home. It'll be great.
Sales are great. Everyone should own Spelunky. Spelunky's one of my favorite games. So here you have a chance to own Spelunky. Oh, shit. And he popped up behind us. Well, you know what? Let's see what this bazooka does.
Kills you with a splash damage?
It does, yes.
You're standing right next to the thing you're shooting, right?
Well, I'm going to shoot this way. Okay, well,
He's not dead.
He's not dead, but I shot his cover. I killed his cover. And, of course, I have these other people with me. Phew. All right, well, that helped a little bit. Well, now I don't want to open the door yet, so I'm just going to go into... All right, and...
You probably want to kill that guy first, right?
I did kill him.
Oh.
I already took care of it already.
I missed it. So what does the blue mean? Blue is where you can move in the turn, like XCOM.
Well, so the blue and the yellow is where you can move. If you stay within the yellow dashed line, you can still shoot.
Oh, so it's opposite XCOM. We're totally not XCOM because now it's the yellow. That's the first movement. It's
Is XCOM the other way?
blue is you can still shoot.
Oh,
Yellow is you
okay.
can't.
Yes, so much opposite of XCOM. If you go into the blue is your dash.
They're nothing alike. Look, the colors are just the opposite thing.
I don't know what you're talking about. This is ludicrous. Nothing alike. All right.
Anonymous is Jack.
I'm Jack.
You played TF2 on stream and it was great fun. Why did you categorically decide to not play Overwatch on stream? And how much money would persuade you to do otherwise?
Was TF2 a lot of fun? I mean, we did have some fun playing TF2. No, I will probably play Overwatch on stream. Just right now I'm enjoying it, and there's so many other people who are so much better at the game than me, where it's like, if you really want to watch someone play Overwatch, just go watch Star, or go watch Jerma, or go watch someone who is like and actually good at playing it. You know?
I think they just like the opportunity to play this.
Okay. Well, and also,
but
but also remember, I don't have it on PC yet. And so, you can play with me, because I usually play a couple hours a day on Xbox One. But, you know.
Are there any games from E3 you guys are actually excited about? How the fuck do we know until they announce the game? It's like the new shit you care about.
What am I going to do? Yeah, no, I just don't. I don't care about anything or anyone. Her here, and my captain has a perk where if she's standing next to someone, they're inspired, so they do more damage. So now my two biddies over here will do super damage. Nice. Oh, and kill shot means I get another. But I don't need it because he's dead.
I'd say I was interested in the new Doom, but that obviously has already come out.
Yeah.
Are you guys into action games such as Devil May Cry and God of War? Devil May Cry was fun. God of War is button mashing shit. Button mashing QTE shit. And Ninja Gaiden is so much better than God of War. Go fuck yourself for saying God of War. That was
Wow.
my response to tender, juicy shack meat.
Wow.
I played a little bit of the first one.
God of War?
I hit the X button, and he just started spinning his things everywhere. You know, arc that was like half the screen. It's like, why am I even hitting? You know, what the fuck am I doing? It's the swing everywhere button.
For a little bit though, before you figured that out, didn't you?
I figured that out almost instantly because I'm not a moron.
I started playing this and I was like, oh, I think I'm gonna be a badass about this, and then you as you go on, you're like, oh, I don't have to do anything. There was a small moment though.
To be fair, I haven't played much of it, but I haven't played much of it because I got sick of it real quick.
Sure.
And I'm being an ass for commenting. It's fine if you enjoy God of War, but
No.
I did not.
It's not fine. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's not that I don't like brawlers,
It's
because I
not-
fucking love Ninja Gaiden.
It's not fine, Rich. I don't know what
Ninja
you're talking
Gaiden
about.
1 and 2 were the shit.
It's, it's crap and it's garbage, and everyone should be ashamed.
Like Uncharted 4.
That's so crap. That game is so fucking crap. I hate it so hard.
Didn't give it a chance. We played it for 4 hours. If your game is still shit after 4 hours, you have a problem. It's a 14-hour long game. I don't care if it was just about to be good. No matter what, 30% of your game is shit.
If you can't sell me in the first 4 hours, and we debated for a while.
Yeah. That's why we started. That's why we did the first 4 hours of.
Well, exactly. And I said, maybe just like, the first hour of this game. And Rich is like, that's not enough to know. We're like, okay, 2 hours? Nah, that's still not enough. Like, what's the cutoff for like if I'm playing a game?
The safe cutoff.
What's the bare minimum?
The safe cutoff
Yeah.
for, well, you know, we've given it a shot.
Yes, and it's 4 hours. That's what we came up with, at least. And I firmly believe that 4 hours is correct. All right, you gotta come down here.
So, Rich and Jack, you watch bad movies to have fun sometimes, but you ever play bad games to have fun? Well, we played Uncharted 4 for 4 hours, and I wouldn't say it was much fun. I don't care. I just don't care. One Small Ball says, doesn't matter how good you are at any game, we just enjoy you for you.
Oh, no.
Also, LOL, fuck my meat.
Meat.
Meat, yes, meat.
Okay.
Grunky says, Rich, Jay, I love you guys. Keep being awesome. How do you feel about that comment, Jay?
That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine, Mike.
That's fine?
Yeah.
Okay. Anonymous says, hey guys, I just bought Downwell the other day, and it has quickly become one of my favorite roguelike games ever. The perfect definition of short and sweet, in my opinion. What are your thoughts? Yeah, I haven't played it much because, you know, we ended up playing Doom recently after that for, like, the show and whatnot. But I enjoyed my time with Downwell.
Yeah.
I might pick it up for brief spurts because, yeah, it is a good length. You just you want to get a quick game or something in. Yeah, play a little Downwell.
Yeah, you know, I recently got it. Recently came out for the PS4 and Vita, and it's a great like I have 2 minutes to kill Vita game because you know just go down a couple. So it's a great handheld game. The only problem is, I wish there was a way to play it like this.
Oh, vertical.
Because the game is all vertical, and so what happens on the Vita is, I don't use 2/3 of my screen.
I'll have to, you know what? I'll have to look at the settings in the PC. I wonder if there's like a portrait mode.
Oh, that would be great.
I wonder.
The game, you know, like it I know I've seen it. It runs on iPhones and iPads.
Yeah.
But of course, no physical buttons. But you don't want a physical button. I want a physical button.
Yeah, yeah.
But it would be perfect for a phone game because you get that vertical space. And I want some way to flip it on my Vita to play it vertically. I'm so fucking dead. Also, something you should know.
You guys are aware the game is only taking up half the screen, right? This kind of looks weird that half the screen is black. Well, the game is rectangle, and it's sideways rectangle. What do you want?
We're doing this on the Vita, and you know you got the two Vita screens.
The 3DS.
We're playing
3DS.
this. We're playing this on the Vita. This Nintendo.
Nintendo Vita.
This Nintendo
DS.
Station Vita. Wow.
The 3DS.
We're playing this on the 3DS, and so that's kind of what we get. Usually we have like the color bars. I don't know. Oh, you don't have the color bars on this. You know, we have just like that background thing.
Yeah, yeah.
We need those color bars for it. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm just so fucking dead.
Any plans to do a full review of Uncharted 4?
Nope.
You couldn't pay me to play that fucking thing again.
All done. All done.
You know what I think of it?
Damn it. Right? Right? What else do you want from us?
It's like Firewatch with less interesting characters.
Snap. That's a sick burn, Rich. Sick burn!
I am unaware of any Warcraft half of the bag plans. Doesn't mean there aren't, I'm just not aware of it. So probably not.
It's doing great in China.
So did Terminator Genesis. What do you want me to say? China's ruining movies for everyone.
That's what I wanted you to say. China's ruining movies for everyone. Everyone says that. Every critic I've heard has said like the Warcraft movie is just unintelligible. Like, they have no... It's a terrible, terrible movie, but it's doing gangbusters because of China.
I'm really hoping that diplomatic relations get really bad, so we, like maybe they close off the borders and we can stop, exporting our films there.
Okay, so I died.
Basically what I'm saying is we need another Cold War. We need a Cold War with China.
We do not need a Cold War. A Cold War with China will not help. Okay, so I died because I made a really stupid mistake.
Yeah.
I meleeed a enemy that explodes when you kill them, and 2 of my people were right next to that enemy because I was not thinking correctly.
Uh-oh. What does this mean?
So like in XCOM, another reason why this is more of a jack game is because it's a little lighter. In XCOM, if your guy is downed, right, they're injured and you can't use them on missions, and you have to take time to heal them. Here, you just lose some money.
Oh, okay.
And anyone who doesn't make the mission doesn't level up at the end of the mission.
So they don't die.
They don't die permanently. So there's no permadeath.
Okay.
You just lose money. I have not gotten to the point yet where I lose so much that I lose all my money. Maybe there's some sort of permadeath, but...
Someone's asking how hard is the game?
I'm playing on the medium difficulty, and so far I've found it adequately challenging. Like, I have gotten through missions where I felt really good and really smart. Like, ooh, I handled that correctly. I've also lost a bunch of missions, like that one, but I made a really stupid mistake.
So not as hard as XCOM, but you still say it's satisfying.
Still satisfying. It's light. It's a lighter game.
Okay.
So I still think it's satisfying though, but I kind of like the lighter games.
Germans You Play says, I enjoyed your first 4 hours of Uncharted 4.
Oh, thank you.
It really mirrors my feelings of Uncharted 3.
Oh.
I can't believe the universal praise. No tension because the clear cut between platforming, shooting, set pieces. No build-up. Yeah.
No, and like even, the little bits of gameplay that we did get, like the one shootout section.
Oh yeah, people complained bitterly that we cut out the action scenes. For one, you did show the punching, and you showed some of the boat shootout.
Yep.
You did show some of that.
Yep.
And you total all of those action bits together. What was that, like 7 minutes of our 4-hour playthrough?
Yes, absolutely. We got one gun battle in which we actually did not have to shoot anyone.
Because the other NPCs were just happy to shoot everything.
Exactly. And then we got the boat chase scene, which was
really
more
dull
tutorial.
As fuck. Dull as fuck.
It was a tutorial.
You know what? When we saw the boats, too, I said, well, I'm never going to see another boat in this game again. This is pointless. That was my reaction to the boats. I've also read someone in the comment section that you can just drive that boat around in a circle, and eventually the other boat that's scripted to ram into you it'll eventually just force you to ram into it.
Of course. That was clearly a scripted moment.
But it's so immersive. Even though you have no control over anything that happens.
So immersive.
You just kind of have to pretend it's immersive, it's immersive. That makes it immersive. When...
As long as you want more than anything in life for it to be immersive, it will be immersive. And I've read some of the comments.
Why don't you just swim? Just move your arms in the air and swim.
It'll be so immersive. I've read some of the comments about like you guys weren't letting it be immersive. And here's the thing. You have to be willing to give something. Like if you go to a comedy club, you have to be willing to laugh, right? But at the same time, they need to be funny. So like Rich and I are gamers. We are always willing to have a good time while playing a game.
That's a strange question to me because I have never not been willing to laugh.
Well, but that's the thing where it's like, I think we are always willing to have a good time playing a game. We want to have a good time playing a video game. But they have to have a good game.
Look, I am naturally cynical. I expected pretty much what we got, in Uncharted 4. Actually, I expected a little bit more actual gaming than we got.
Okay.
We got far less like shooting and whatnot than I thought we would. And it met my cynical expectations. But here's the thing: when I go into a game cynically, if the game is good, I'll still like the game. I was worried. I was, Doom. Well, they're probably not gonna get it right. They haven't made a shooter I've loved in years. This is gonna be like a modernized Doom. And then I played Doom, and I was expecting to be let down. Loved it.
Really?
Yeah, I can go into a game with a cynical mindset. If the game is good, it's good. I'll love it. That'll change. You know what? Oh, you know what? I'm glad I was wrong. If the game is good. I expected shit pudding, and that's what I got with Uncharted 4. All right, let me read some of these here.
That's interesting. I was about to ask you, by the way, for an example of a game you went into really cynically in Doom. That's super cynical. I didn't expect it to be as horrible as I expected Uncharted 4 to be. Sure.
But I wasn't expecting to fall in love with Doom.
Oh.
I was expecting to be, let down. Those old games are so good.
There's no way it could live up to.
They're gonna do something stupid.
Yeah.
They're gonna do something stupid. I know it. Like I was really skeptical. Like the glory kills. Like watching that. I don't know. That takes control away from you. I don't think I'm gonna like that. And I love doing it when I actually got my hands on the game. So even though I was cynical about that, I came away really loving just about everything in that game.
That is good to know.
Anonymous says, from your time spent with The Last of Us and Uncharted 4, which is your choice for best of the worst? Thank you for your donation, Anonymous. Budget Messiah says, Hi, Mike and Jay.
Hi.
I have a very serious question.
Oh no, not a serious question.
One which has surely been asked before, but I would like to know: would you guys ever do a playthrough of Star Control 2, aka the Urkan Masters? Maybe? Do we have a copy? I don't know. I don't know much about the Star Controls. To say the honest truth.
What?
Tell me more about Star Control before I can give you an answer. Skull House says, Jack, rewatch Prereq E3 2015 vid. Loved your description of Gears of War / Tomb Raider. You said they were walking along a set path and a series of scripted events happen. Sound like another game?
I did. Specifically, we talked about Gears of War and Lara Croft because almost the exact same thing happened in both trailers at E3, and so I loved cutting back and forth between the two. Yes, and that's Uncharted 4 too. I'm so worried about. You know what? I think we're gonna do Gears for Prereq because I loved Gears of War. Gears of War is a fine game.
Gears of War is an acceptable game.
It's a
but then again,
fine game.
It's about as, it's really game bad. It's not my preferred way of playing shooters at all. We know I hate, and the fact that I don't hate Gears says a lot.
Yeah.
Says a lot.
Absolutely. Gears is fun. Gears to me is like an early Michael Bay movie where it's just dumb fun and it knows it. As the series went on, it got a little too melodramatic for me, and they were a little too excited about their plot twists. And it's like, who fucking cares? But fun game, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna shit the bed with Gears 4.
I don't know much about Gears 4. So.
It looks like a walking simulator.
Yeah.
It looks like
Is someone else developing it?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. It looks a lot like Uncharted 4.
Okay, because maybe they are making. If it's a different, it's the same dev, you kind of figure, well, they've been doing this for a while. It's what they like.
Yeah.
But if it's a new dev, well then. Well, this new dev, we really love Naughty Dog. We want to bring some Naughty Dog into Gears. That's what we're gonna do.
We're changing the way you look at Gears of War. We're gonna bring Gears of War to a new generation of gamers. We've introduced quick time events. Why am I talking like this? I don't know.
E3 just Exploding Squid says E3 just released the Mass Effect Andromeda trailer. I instantly knew, Rich, how excited you were for this. Fuck off. Fuck off. Filthy piece of shit. Lord Belmont says I bought Mirror's Edge for PS4 the day after you streamed it, Jack. You sold it for me.
Oh,
And I like it more than I thought I would.
it's fine.
Anyone see Conjuring 2? Will there be a half in the bag about it?
You can ask Mike and Jay about.
Yeah, ask Mike and Jay about what's
all
going to
the
go on half in the bag.
We just saw Jay the other day, and you know what we didn't talk about is what he's doing next for half in the bag. We talked about a bunch of other stuff. I'm sorry. No, you know what? I was telling Rich about Mirror's Edge. It's a lot like the first Mirror's Edge, which is like a really interesting premise. The world is kind of douchey, but the controls are kind of fun. It's this weird kind of good, kind of bad world where it is fun to just flip around and run around the city, but it's also incredibly nauseating because you're flipping around and running around the city in a first-person perspective.
You told me that the camera moves with you when you roll.
You roll and the camera does a flip.
That sounds like a terrible idea.
It made my stomach jump every single time.
Okay. I would never roll.
But you need to roll to go fast.
Fuck it. It's not worth it.
You gotta
it's
go
not
fast.
fucking worth it.
But it's a really interesting premise. I haven't played since, only because I started playing Steamworld Heist. Mm-hmm. But and Overwatch. I just took that disc right out of my Xbox One, put Overwatch back in. Without Overwatch, I might have picked it up some more. Mm-hmm. Mirror's Edge. It's kind of like this. That's my official review of Mirror's Edge.
Hey, Rich, E3 trailer for you. Enjoy. This is anonymous. I'm not even gonna click on this. I don't know what the hell it is, and I don't know. Should I even click on this? No, because it's on the laptop. The audio won't go through. What happens? Where are you? Horrible thing, are you? I know.
Is that Andromeda?
Yeah.
Oh.
I just turned it off.
Yep, turned it off.
That's how much I care.
Turn it off.
Where'd my tips go? Where did my tips go?
I have no idea.
I just lost my tips because I clicked on that.
Oh, you click down here on that.
Because I clicked on the Andromeda. The Andromeda, there we go. Andromeda took away my tips. Mass Effect takes away everything good.
No.
Anonymous says, warning, incoming joke. What did Rich's hat say to Jack's head? Hey there, your head is a nightmare for lice. Did I read something wrong?
What did Rich's hat say?
What did Rich's hat say to Jack's head? Hey there, your head is a nightmare for lice. He's implying that I have lice. That's the joke. And then you have no hair.
But what would that do for my head? Because, like, lice wouldn't go to my head.
I've never had lice ever.
I don't know if I have either.
So...
But also, like, lice need hair to, like, hide in and burrow. So it's like, why would it...
I barely have any. Well, that's why your head would be a nightmare for lice.
Oh, I think I get it, then.
The joke is that you're bald and I have lice. It was just an insult.
Oh.
Eh.
Oh.
Whatever.
All right.
The Real Vayons says, guys, should skip Wednesday's stream and come up to Eau Claire for the Eau Claire Municipal Band's concert at Owen Park. It's free, you fucks.
Oh.
Concerts are too loud. Too loud. I told you I went to Summerfest. Mike dragged me to Summerfest, and
those concerts
local H were playing years ago.
Uh-huh.
It's too loud. It's too loud. How can you enjoy that? It's just too loud.
They hurt Witch's ears.
Concretin says, I enjoy games like Unch? And Tlau. Uncharted and the last one.
Oh, there we go.
Even though I know the gameplay, the focus. I think there's an isn't missing.
Probably
there.
isn't the focus, right?
Like, at all. Like, it barely happens.
Right.
I get drawn in and waste a few hours of escapism. It's kind of like artful junk food, but I sink more time into Doom types. You're allowed to like whatever you like.
That's true.
Despite the fact that I can't stand like the Uncharted style, that doesn't mean that anybody watching this chat is a horrible person, or that I think you're a horrible person for liking the Naughty Dog games. I don't get it.
No, I'm just happy you found enjoyment in something, you know. Beady boo boom.
Budget Messiah says, I'm surprised you've not even heard of Star Control 2. It's from the classic era of early 90s computer gaming and possibly has the best story of any game ever. I think you two would love it. The name's familiar. I actually know nothing about it.
I would assume that would be all. You'd be all on that. That game sounds incredibly like something Rich is into.
Anonymous says, hi guys, question. Would
Hi.
the Uncharted games be improved if the climbing mechanics were like classic Tomb Raider? Actual risk of falling off a ledge? Or is game too far up its ass with story chapters? A little of both.
A little both, you know.
Well, it's the platforming. It's not like it's challenging platforming.
It's
Tomb Raider was more like a puzzle, like figuring out what you're supposed to do. To
there.
get
There
out
was
of
platforming
area.
in two. There was like Super Mario 64 platforming in Tomb Raider. You know, you had to jump over the thing, but it was mostly puzzles, right?
Yeah. If I climb up here, maybe I can get to there. Maybe that will work. Uncharted, what's the only way you can go?
I'm trying to think of how you would even like.
Where's the path?
Like perhaps what if Uncharted had some sort of grip mechanic like in Shadow of the Colossus, where it needs some sort of game elements.
Prince of Persia. Just play Prince of Persia: Sands of Time. You're gonna get good platforming.
Yeah.
And a good story
Yeah.
experience. And the two are married. It's not like, well, here's the gameplay. Back to the story and a little gameplay. Sands of Time, Prince of Persia: Sands of Time. You're doing both at the same time. You have a character who's talking to you while you're actually doing the platforming and not just like walking slowly to the kitchen. Technically, it's not a cutscene because you're walking yourself to the kitchen.
Remember when I had to make a choice
Yeah.
in Uncharted 4, and then I completely disregarded my choice?
Whatever. It's not just choice.
I'm just putting that out there. I was super pissed about that.
The Budget Messiah says, fans have preserved / remade the game as the Urquan, the Urquan, pronounced like Urquan Masters, a free-to-play version which recently got an HD update. Check it out on SourceForge, and please give her a go. We'll take a look at it. We'll take a look. Right now we're doing steampunk shoot.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm caught up on tips. What's going on with the game?
There was something I wanted to talk about a little further, and I forget what it was now. So Uncharted 4. So my thought is, you have these like rock climbing platform. You know, like that's the platforming in the game is more rock climbing, and so perhaps there's a way to make some sort of game out of the rock climbing. You know, like finding. You know, if there were more footholds and you had to like choose the right foothold and conserve energy and, you know, like use your grip strength, or you had a limited number of ropes. And so you had to make it up the thing. You know, like if there was any sort of gameplay in the climbing sections, perhaps it could, you know, be salvaged some.
Someone else saying,
Yeah.
isn't Prince of Persia on a rail just like Uncharted? All right, here's the thing with Uncharted being on a rail. A lot of people say about Uncharted, let yourself get immersed.
Yeah.
Now, not every game has to be an immersive experience. That's
Okay.
not necessary. But if you're on a rail, you're naturally not an immersive experience.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's nothing necessarily wrong with the idea of being on a rail. It's just, don't sell that as an immersive experience that's not immersive. Now, what Prince of Persia does right is it actually has fun gameplay. There's the path you have to take to get where you're going, but the actions of getting there, the jumping and the avoiding of the spikes, that's all fun actions to be performing. It's fun platforming, unlike Uncharted, which has dull platforming. It's bad gameplay. Uncharted is bad gameplay. Prince of Persia has fun gameplay. Prince of Persia doesn't stop the gameplay so the story can happen. You're talking to Farah while you're doing the jump. She's probably saying something to you from across the other side of the room, waiting for you to hit the switch so she can join you. But you're doing the platforms to get to the switch when she's talking about this or that. It's going on concurrently with the gameplay. They've merged. Uncharted says, here's a section where, I don't know, you push some caskets? You gotta do something. I push the casket. And then we're gonna stop and talk to our friend Bob for 20 minutes. And then your brother's gonna have a flashback to what he did last week. And then, we didn't do game. You shoot at those two guys. Shoot at those two guys.
Yep.
All right. Oh, good. Now we can spend our time walking to the hardware store.
And the most...
There's nothing interesting going to happen on the way to the hardware store. We just need to pick something up. We can walk to the hardware store.
The most upsetting part is there was that one moment that was story and gameplay.
Oh,
We're reminiscing about, because the whole story is about, like, remembering the grand adventures but trying to grow up, right? And you have this scene in the game in which Drake is remembering all of his heists from the past. And he finds a little pop gun and he starts pretending to shoot at the enemies. And it's a game. You're actually like aiming at targets. And I don't think there's any like win or lose scenario, but it's fun. Like, and I am shooting something. I'm playing a game, but you're also doing it with the pop gun. And so it's like a little bit of story, characterization. He wishes for adventure. He craves adventure, but he's living a dull life. I understood that with that scene, and that was a great merging of story and gameplay. And that's it. And then they decided, guess what? Here's another cutscene. Here's another cutscene. That's all you are getting right now is another fucking cutscene.
Now walk around for 30 minutes and find the casket you're supposed to push. What the fuck was that section doing in a game in 2016? What the fuck was that doing?
I don't know, Rich.
Why did that exist?
I don't know, Rich. I am very sorry that I don't know.
Comparing that to Prince of Persia, which is actually fun to play. Because nobody cares how fun something is to play anymore. We live in a horrible world where that's like completely, that's not even on people's radar.
How fun it is?
How fun a game is.
Yeah. Yeah.
What of the Preacher Show, Rich? In all caps. I don't care because the trailer looked bad. And I've read the books, and the books are fun. That's all I really need.
Yeah, that's all I really need. I saw the pilot of Preacher, and I thought it was all right. I thought they could go in some really interesting places, and I haven't cared to check back with the second episode. That's how much of an impact the pilot of Preacher left on me. I am more excited just to read the books.
I have no faith in them handling the source material faithfully or incorrectly. I have no faith.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's
I think all
fair.
said and done, the message of the series is going to be entirely different from the messages and themes of the comic book. Maybe I'll be wrong, but I'll find out when they've got a season or two under their belt and I've heard more about what people have had to say.
Yeah. I think that's incredibly fair, Ridge.
Yeah.
That is incredibly, incredibly fair.
Sari Chen says, "Welcome back, Rich. Hope y'all are doing well. Playing anything on your own 3DS lately? Or planning to look into anything on there in the near future?" Not right this moment, though I did purchase Super Mario 3D World recently. But I've been way too busy with like moving the fiance up to
be concerned
play
with
it much. Yeah. Anonymous says, "Hey Rich, when the time comes, would you consider hosting a sweepstakes for one lucky RLM fan to attend your wedding as either a groomsman or a bridesmaid? Would be fun for all."
That's the best idea.
You guys really know how to ride the line between endearing and creepy. Just right on that line.
A sweepstake. How would you even? What would be the logistics behind that? Oh, man. We would need background checks for everyone.
Gobbledygook says, currently in love with Hearts of Iron 4. The amount of math in this World War II simulator is so impressive, and just another reason why PC gaming is so good. By the way, DC Universe is on Xbox One for free, you fucks.
Is it really?
Apparently.
Apparently.
We've been talking about this Hearts of Iron 4. It was gifted to me by Gobbledygooks.
Oh, okay.
Then I've also heard someone say it's an RTS.
Oh, no. Then Gobbledygooks, you should know better.
I'll take a look at it. I'll take a look at it.
So here's where it gets to some fun. You know, this is my sniper class, so she's got the laser scope. I got an explodey guy here.
Yeah.
He's a melee and short range, so like I have some I don't think he can reach me in his next turn. But so now I can like, you know, see where to bounce off my bullet to see if I can hit him. And it's like just here. Maybe if I do.
You had it up higher. Like there.
Yeah, but it's there we go.
Hey, you did it.
You gotta be a little quick, and that's the thing I like about the aiming. You know, like there's some like Twitch gamey skill, and it's not just the math. That always bugged me about XCOM. Just a hard random dice roll, you know. Loot. Got some loot.
Do you know if the Canadians are ever coming back to Half in the Back?
Never.
Colin was pretty great, and out Deadpan's Mike. You know what?
They're fun guys.
They're fun guys.
They're fun guys.
They're fun guys.
I like them. I like those guys. I feel really bad because I've only actually met them once. Like I've hung out with them in real life one night.
No, they're cool dudes.
I would like them to come back. I think they're cool dudes. And hopefully, when and if they come back, I can actually hang out with them. That would be neat. I think that would be neat.
Would you guys ever consider doing a stream of various Atari 2600 games?
Oh my!
I know this is point right with the rich heavy stereotype. I know it, but I hate the Atari 2600 so much, so much. And this is coming from somebody who grew up with the Atari 2600.
It's the Atari 20. How can you have so much hate for something that's so old?
Because it gave me my first existential crisis. I was playing a game on the Atari 2600.
Okay.
I think it was like a game where you were like a dolphin swimming around, right? And you know, the Atari games, they never had, you know, endings. It was just the same thing over and over again. And I was good enough in this game Dolphin where I wasn't dying. And I'm just playing, and I'm going through, and I'm jumping through the hoops and dodge the shark. Oh, I'm going through the hoops, dodge the sharks. Oh, going through the hoops, dodge the sharks. Oh, I'm going through the hoops, dodge the sharks. Oh, I'm going through the hoops, dodge the sharks. Going through the hoops, dodge the sharks. Going through the hoops, dodge... Oh my god, this is all there is. It's the same thing. Over and over again. And it's gonna be like this forever. I'm just an endless loop where I'm looking at these pathetic graphics and I'm just going through that hoop and dodging that shark. Life is horrible and meaningless.
This is 5-year-old Rich Evans.
5-year-old Rich Evans.
Oh my god.
Playing the Atari 2600.
Oh my god, Rich. Sweet, sweet Jeebus. You poor, poor man.
Same thing, yet Rich loves Pac-Man. I've never been good enough in Pac-Man to have like an infinite loop where I would never lose. Lonely Battle Machine 322 says, "Hi Rich, did you enjoy your vacation? Thank you for asking, but no, it was a working vacation where I was packing and moving stuff. Thank you for asking. I actually need to take a day off tomorrow. I'm so exhausted. Oh, I guess hi to Jack, too.
Oh, hi.
Anyway, how much should we tip in order to get you to stream your wedding? I think it would be really neat. $10,000. $10,000 to live stream my wedding.
Do you think even for that amount of money, do you possibly think you could talk Karen into that?
$10,000? Yeah.
You think?
I think I could do that.
Wow. Okay. Karen then is a
I'll tell you what.
saint.
I'll tell you what. I'll do this for $20,000.
Oh no.
I will do this completely secretly without Karen knowing, with like hidden cameras. For $20,000.
And for $30,000, the chat can write Rich's vows.
No.
No?
No, I won't go that far.
Terrible. Terrible, Rich. You know what? At least you have standards. You won't let the chat write your vows. All right, I'm okay with this.
Want to see the subtotal of footage displayed by EA of the newly announced Star Wars game? Not really.
Nope. Don't care. Nope, don't care. Nope, don't care. Gee.
If we script his entire wedding, it will remind him too much of Uncharted 4. Look, I wouldn't care so much about how scripted it is if the gameplay was fun and frequent. It's neither. Zenomech says, oh, I missed one under that too, but I'll get back to that one. Zenomech says, please say I love the Atari 2600. It is one of my favorite consoles, and I have many happy memories playing as a child. There you go. TNG After Dark says, hey, Jack and Rich, this game looks fun. Have either of you had any particularly delicious meals lately? Well, I had some Portillo's.
I don't know what Portillo's is.
They're a fast food place, known for hot dogs, but they have other things.
All right.
Down in the Chicago area.
Okay. This game is a lot of fun. I hopefully you guys are kind. I mean, you can kind of pick up the XCOM similarities now that I'm actually kind of in it, doing pretty well on this one. There's a place near me. I had this last week. I eat mostly broccoli and spinach on the weekdays, but on the weekends usually we try to go out for a nice meal. Last week I had these like brunch pork fries. It was diced potatoes that were individually fried, like the diced bits were like deep fried or something, with barbecue pulled pork, jalapenos, coleslaw, bacon, cheese, and a fried egg on top. And it was one of the most delicious things I have eaten in recent memory.
Okay. The Real Vayon says, if you're streaming your wedding, are you going to have the oh my god announcements as well? And will you be stopping to read the tip notes? I'll tell you what.
Not during the wedding.
I'll tell you what, 20,000, like 10,000 to stream the wedding, right?
Yeah.
20,000 to not tell Karen about streaming the wedding.
Yeah.
30,000 to not only stream the wedding without Karen knowing about it, but having the volume on the oh my gods just loud enough for her to kind of hear it. Shit.
That's weird.
That's what.
Anyway, continue with the service.
That's what 30,000 will get you.
What did you guys?
It was nothing, honey. It was nothing.
It's so weird. Is that coming from outside? That's what we'll do. We'll have to set up speakers outside, just barely. This is the weirdest day. This is the weirdest day.
Anonymous says, greetings from Alaska.
Hello, Alaska.
No, we aren't all Palin-loving, Second Amendment worshipping knotheads. Have either of you been to AK? Would you consider visiting? Why or why not? Thanks. Love Doom.
Love Doom. I've been to Alaska.
I just don't travel, like hardly at all.
You got travel?
I
important.
can't stand planes. I hate flying so much. So much.
When I was 14, 15, I forget. I know it was like I think I was 15 years old because I didn't yet have my learner's permit, but I was old enough to like want to drive. My mother took me and my younger brother on a 2-month-long road trip, all across America, going to California. We actually went to Seattle and then flew up to Alaska for a little bit, then flew back down, and then like drove down the entire West Coast to Vegas, and it was just a giant 2-month-long road trip, and it was amazing. And Alaska was really cool. We got into a total of 4 car accidents in Alaska. with our rental car.
4 car accidents. Are they really bad drivers, or what's going on?
Something was weird. It's snowy, obviously.
Yeah.
The weather was terrible. But I mean, we're from Wisconsin. We know how to drive in snow.
Yeah.
But maybe we just weren't used to the way people drove up there. But and it was that time of year where it was dark a lot because it's so far north that they only got like 6 hours of daylight a day, and so it was a very strange experience, but we had some fun up there. I was not in a cult. I was not in a cult. We just liked to travel. Gotta move. I just liked to travel. My older siblings did not want to come with on the incredibly long road trip, which
I wouldn't blame them.
Well, and they were older, they were full teenagers. Oh, if I do that, I won't be able to see my friends for 2 months, and my social life. And for me, I didn't have any friends, and so it was fine because I was a huge nerd. I don't know if you know that about me.
No idea. I'm too nerdy to identify someone else as being a nerd because I'm
Right.
so much nerdier than everybody else. Everyone seems cool to me.
Yeah. So it wasn't a problem for me, but so they had to stay in town with my dad, and they hated it. They said it was the worst 2 months of their entire childhood. That made me feel a little bit better. Oh my god, I did not start the stand-up timer. Probably. Actually, yeah, probably now. You're probably right. Let's stand up.
I'm fine with that.
Let's stand up. Oh my god. Hold on, Tips. We're gonna get to you in a second. We're gonna stand up.
I'll get to those tips later. Or we can both address them, I guess.
Cord. Headphones. Quick stand up. That's what we're doing. Quick stand up. Maybe some squats. They always help. Some squats. Do some squirts. Thank you for reminding me to stand up. I think it's really important, and I'm also a very forgetful person, so I appreciate you warning me. Jack had no friends. My entire life I've always had, a couple close friends. I was never. I'm a nerd. Which also just means that I don't generally get along with people. I feel like I get along with people, but they don't get along with me. That's the real problem. Is they don't get along with me. No, everything's fine. Everything's fine. Okay, you can get out. Great. You can't get out. You're close, though. But it was a great time. Got to drive through the giant California redwoods.
Right back. I gotta shut these lights off down here. I want the studio lights on.
Oh no, I turned them on. Got to just hang out, have some fun. Have some fun. I listened at the time. I had a cassette player. Nice, 100% swag collected. I had a cassette player, I had a Walkman, and I bought one tape for the road. One tape, thinking that as the road trip progressed, we would stop at gas stations and whatnot, and more. I'd just pick up more tapes. Oh, like here's another tape that I could pick up for my Walkman. And never actually ended up picking up any more tapes, and so the entirety of the 2-month-long road trip was nothing but the best of Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers over and over and over and over again on a loop. All in all, not a bad album to have on a loop, but I do think that has caused me more brain damage than any of the drugs I have ever done. Just Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers over and over and over. She was an American girl raised on promises. Yeah, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers? How do you feel about Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers? No, I won't back down. As I won't back down. How do you feel about Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers?
I like Last Dance of Mary Jane.
That's a good one. What I was saying is the story I was sharing.
Yeah.
With everyone is right before we left on our 2-month-long road trip. I purchased one cassette tape, thinking that I'd pick up more on the road. And I ended up never picking up any more cassette tapes. So the only music I had to listen to on the entirety of the 2-month-long road trip was the best of Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers on a loop.
Why the hell didn't you just buy another cassette tape?
Yeah, like we'd stop at a gas station, I'd look through and that doesn't, nothing looked good. Nothing looked good. Nothing looked better than Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers.
So desperation never set in, huh?
No, never said it. You know what? Because it's all right. I like Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers.
As long as you're happy.
Oh, it was fine. I'm sure. Like as an adult now, like it would just kill me. But oh yeah, move the mic away from your mouth when you eat too.
When I'm chewing, I moved it away. Mom says, quick question for Rich. For 1 week, would you rather go to the moon with Mike or to an alien world alone? Both cases, you will have all the necessary technology/supplies to survive. Well, the moon's really been done before. Alien world would be neat. You guaranteed I'd have the supplies, but would you guarantee there's nothing there that will try to kill me? I'd hate to end up in some alien government's laboratory being dissected.
But you'd have all the supplies you needed.
Yeah. There's a greater opportunity for new and fascinating discoveries going to an alien world.
Yeah.
I don't think Mike would care about going to the moon that much.
Right? Ooh, a new sniper. Can't shoot after moon. That sucks. There are these really amazing sniper rifles that do amazing damage and have the long scope.
Yeah.
But you can't move and use them in the same turn.
Right.
And so that's detrimental. And at the end of the mission, at the end of every mission, this is all like the swag that you pick up, like there's little bags, and each one like unwraps individually. So it's like little treats. It's like little treats that you get. Ooh, goggles. An extra pair of eyes can save your neck. In a tight shootout, increases critical. Ooh, yeah. Increases critical hit. I'll take that. Water. And ooh, small storage unit. Take that. Great.
Jack, if you're dying of thirst, you'd probably rather have that water than the stupid critical hits.
These are robots. So they use the water is like their energy. You know, they're steam powered robots.
Spoken like a true nerd.
They know nothing of thirst.
These are robots.
I'm sorry. I hate to be the nitpicky one here, but robots can neither feel nor satiate thirst.
I can sell you.
Sorry, one in that kitchen. I just had to finish off last night's pizza.
You see a piece of pizza.
Yep.
You see a piece of pizza. You know what you got to do? You got to eat that piece of pizza.
That's the problem with pizza.
If there's any problem with pizza, that's it. I can't shoot after moving. That's so good. Why can't I shoot after moving you, though?
Okay.
What?
Visited by Dope Smoke. Says, I had a concussion in March, and today was the first time I've been able to enjoy the outdoors on a sunny day without getting a headache since. Thanks for a lovely stream to punctuate a lovely day.
Well, I'm glad you're feeling better.
Yeah.
always nice.
Congratulations. How did you get a concussion?
That's a good question.
Are you a wrestler?
Are you a footballer? Or did someone just hit you in the head?
Do you do the sports?
Ooh, you might do the sports.
Or are you like the night guard at a museum, and then there was a cat burglar who snuck up behind you and hit you in the back of the head with like a little club?
Sure, and here the cat burglar thought that they were doing the humane thing by just knocking out the guard, but it has caused you a lifetime of pain and suffering.
Better than being dead.
You know, some days is it? Ooh.
Are we gonna do an E3 video or stream?
No.
Probably not.
No.
I'm just gonna read the list this damn year.
How about this on Wednesday? On our stream on Wednesday, we'll just talk about all the stuff because
It's the best way to do it. Yes.
no, you know, like and we've done E3 videos the past 2 years, and every time I've hated it. We watch the conferences, we talk about the conferences, we talk about some stuff, and it ends up not really mattering. Like people were pointing out in our last year's E3 video how we saw the Doom, and then we had that little Doom talk, like, oh, we're not so sure about the Doom, and they're like, oh, well, look, now Doom turned out to be good, so it doesn't fucking matter. So E3 is game propaganda. We'll talk about it on Wednesday, and it'll be a bullshit. We'll just bullshit about it because that's all we do anyway. Ooh. Nice.
Well, I don't know. What if we do something? What if we like stream the E3 conference, but we just like mute it and talk about anything else while it's going on? We like don't talk about E3 at all during our E3 stream.
We can. Well, we can. There's ways to like hop on, like in the stream, the official conference, but we can talk over it. That's like a thing that you can do on Twitch. That would be great. You know, it would be great, and then we'll get Jay and Mike, and we'll just talk about movies. Oh, if only we had thought of that idea earlier, we could have scheduled this. And we'll just have an entire, like a great movie discussion while E3 goes on in the background. That I would be okay with. Did you guys all see Creed? Oh, Creed was really, we'll just talk about Creed. We'll talk about Creed.
I haven't seen Creed.
You need to see Creed.
Oh, is that good?
By the way, it really is. Have you seen, how much of a Rocky fan are you?
1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Rocky Balboa and I haven't seen Creed.
But how much did you love Rocky? You
It's
okay
good.
with Rocky?
I'm okay with Rocky.
Okay.
When I was a kid, I really liked 4.
Yeah.
I remember like just about nothing about 2.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember in 3 he fought Mr. T.
Yeah. That's all you need to know. Yeah.
Mr. T killed Mickey. Or was that Ivan Drago?
No.
No, Ivan Drago killed
Creed.
Creed. So Mr. T killed Mickey.
No, he didn't kill Mickey. Mickey just died.
Did they like punch him or something weird?
Did he? Oh, it's been so
Yeah,
long
no,
since I've seen 3. It's been
I
way
don't
too
remember.
long since I've seen 3.
I don't
right?
remember.
I love all the Rocky movies for very different reasons. But I mean, you can look at Rocky, and then Rocky Balboa as legitimately good character movies.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, like didn't Rocky?
Yeah.
I think Rocky won an Oscar.
Yeah.
But those are just like legitimately good character movies about a up and coming boxer and an aged ex boxer, and then like Creed. So all you really need to watch is Rocky Balboa, then Creed, and you have 3 fantastic movies. Fan-fucking-tastic movies.
Amos Still says, "Hi, Rich and Jack.
Alright.
Hope you guys are having a great weekend. I wanted to ask if there were any games you loved as a kid that you played as an adult only to discover that the game was actually bad."
Oh, I'm sure. You know what game I played a lot as a kid? We had a Sega Saturn.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember playing Gex. Do you remember Gex?
Yeah, but I never really played it. I know of it.
I played it a bunch, and I remember thinking it was like hilarious and really great as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I was young and really dumb. I can only imagine that Gex has not aged incredibly well.
I don't remember liking Mario 2 as much, but then again, it's been so long since I have played Mario 2 that maybe I'll like it again. I don't know.
Oh. Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else that's a better example. And not off the top of my damn head.
Right. Mario 2, huh?
I'm trying to think of games that haven't aged that well. Ocarina of Time. It's still good. It's still good.
I think it's good.
It's not 10-10. 10-10. 10-10.
Tintin?
It's
Tintin?
been- It's been surpassed by every other 3D Zelda game. That's hardly the same as I played it again and it was crap though. Not the same at all.
Sure.
Yeah. I just have good taste. I always have.
There you go. That's the Rich Evan I know.
Rich, the Spider-Man game. Yeah, that's right. Spider-Man on the Genesis. I know I loved as a kid.
Yeah.
I streamed it during my Thanksgiving marathon. I was not liking it at all.
Gex was the best. Gex was the best.
So I guess that's the best example.
Is Spider-Man?
Yeah.
All right. That's fair. Oh, I can take 4 people on this mission. I haven't yet been able to take 4 people on a mission. This is going to be.
Oh.
This is the layer of the Technomancer.
Okay.
What we've discovered is there's someone who. So we're in like the Outer Rim.
Yeah.
There is the evil empire, who wants to make all the robots, fall in line, and we're part of like a band of pirates.
Yeah.
Who just, we scrape by a living. But now there are scrappers, who are just out for robot parts, and they'll kill all robots.
Oh my god.
And what we've discovered is that a necromancer, someone is taking apart robots and reassembling them to join her scrapper army. Yeah, I know.
Sounds horrific.
Yep. So that's where we are now.
Okay. Zero Shot 719 says, Rich and Jack,
Yep.
if you had to pick a movie for review, what would they be? Also, will Jack be doing a stream of Overwatch? Thanks for making great, hilarious videos and live streams.
Well, thank you. We'll probably stream Overwatch. Overwatch is one of those streams, though, where we're gonna need. That's gonna be a J stream. And what will happen is I will play Overwatch and get really absorbed into Overwatch, and Rich and Jay will just talk about whatever they want. Because I know me and Overwatch. I know how I play Overwatch. I love Overwatch, and I get super into it.
Yeah.
And it's a game where you have to pay attention all the time. You need to keep out an eye out for your teammates. You need to keep an ear out for chat, even though no one chats. And so that'll have to just be a stream where I pay attention to the game, and we'll do that in the background, and Rich and Jay will have a lovely conversation about something, I'm sure.
As far as review,
Oh, if we got to choose a movie for review?
if I can never find a way to find it, if I can never find an excuse to watch it on Best of the Worst, Blind Fury.
And I haven't seen it, so I'd love to talk about
I
Blind Fury.
so love Blind Fury.
Right. Right. I don't know. I don't know if I ever will be on review. I have not been asked. So.
Just this guy you know says, "Welcome back, Rich." Yeah,
What?
Well, there was a comma and like there was like a really long space after the comma.
Yeah. Welcome back, Rich.
I think about that concussion thing all the time. Watching Daredevil S2 a bit, and I'm like, man, these poor henchmen are gonna have real problems.
Right?
It's better than being dead.
You know, it's just like an aged henchman is just has to be cathetered all the time because he can no longer control his urine.
I could be wrong, but you don't get the real problems unless you've had like multiple concussions, right?
I mean, I think
They stack.
Oh, sure, yeah.
I don't think one is quite that bad.
Well, but you have to assume if you are a professional henchman, you're getting concussions all the time. But I mean, I think stacking, the more the worse. But I think if even with one concussion, it can start you down a bad path.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure. But I don't think it's instantly your life is going to be miserable forever after one concussion.
No, I agree. I agree.
But I've been wrong before. Anonymous says, "Hey there, guys. What a glorious day that be upon us. The gods surely smile down on the planet Earth.
What?
Who is the RLM resident mom? The one who tends to make coffee and sandwiches for everyone."
Jay?
There is no mom. There is no mom.
There's no mom. Jay makes coffee, but he also drinks all the coffee.
He makes it for himself.
He makes it for himself. He offers it to everyone else, but Jay also has really shitty taste in coffee. No offense to, he just drinks like the regular coffee out of the coffee maker. So I usually just bring in my own coffee. And no one else. Sandwiches, usually everyone makes their own sandwiches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No mom.
No, Mom.
Ethan Mage says, "Yes, please to streaming E3, but not talking about E3. How much would it cost?" Also, just came in. What happened last night? What happened last night? Well, we know what happened last night, but oh god.
Yeah.
Awful stuff.
Awful stuff happened last night. If you're talking about photos tweeted, I guess you'll just have to wait and see until that episode is edited. 'Cause we ain't talking about a mess that Rich made.
I seem to recall other people involved in the mess making.
Well, who made the big mess?
You went nuts at some point. Then I went nuts.
I might have started it, but you finished it. All right, here we go.
Anonymous says, "Can we get a prereq/stream with Terra from Gamesplation 2.0? Think our gamer expertise and pro tips would be a welcome change from you casuals. I saw her the one time we filmed that, and never again." I think I'm caught up.
Oh, great.
We're good.
Oh, great. You know what?
So
Great.
what is that guy?
That's Chop Suey. That's the Technomancer.
Okay.
And
He's got a silly name for somebody who's basically making slave zombies.
yeah.
corpse parts
light game.
randomly thrown together.
And if you look at the bottom screen, this map here is very different. Usually, you know, it's a bunch of little rooms, but here it's just one big room. Chop Suey in the middle, a couple of henchmen. I can only assume, like, if once we kill the henchman, she'll be able to reanimate. But I don't know. We're getting there.
So this is like a boss fight?
This would be a boss fight, yes. I can bring 4 people in, so I'm pretty, I feel like I'm looking pretty good here.
Is this your first boss fight in this game?
I had another boss-ish fight, but it was at the end of a ship. This is the first fight in which the only thing in this ship is the boss fight.
Okay.
So, I don't know what to make of that yet, but...
Sure it's going to be ridiculously hard.
Comically
hard.
Maybe. That it could be. Let's just see what happens if I hit her in the head. That, oh god. So headshots, which do, you know, bonus crit damage, that's...
Beep.
Just did a little beep. That's
Beep.
no good. And I have shit cover there. Well, shit. That was dumb. I made a dumb call.
Well, since aim is like your own aim, how does enemy aim work?
It's the same thing where, you know, they can falter as well, but still cover is really important. So we're going to start taking out the baddies here. In hopes of... a grenade, but I want to save that. You can take it. What? Oh, fuck. Some floors, see, like this metal floor here, you can shoot through that.
How? Like, why? How do you know that? What makes something you could shoot through?
I think it's this, that specific material you can shoot through, but this black floor you cannot. And I forgot that for a moment. And I just wasted a shot. I just fucking wasted a shot.
So the silhouette means you can't shoot through it.
I believe so. But yeah, like you see here, if I go out, you know, the barrel is now full color, and when I do this, so I can shoot through the barrel, I think is what this is saying.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to be able to hit this guy. Oh, I did. Oh, great. No, didn't kill him, but did something. One man. Oh, God. Shit. Oh. Just spawn, people. Just spawn, bitches. That's fine. We can deal with that.
She spawns new guys.
That's apparently...
scrap power.
I hope she doesn't spawn them every turn, as that would be a pain in the ass.
Well, this is your boss fight, so
Yeah.
I'm going to say that's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah, I could see that.
Is there an old save you can reload at least?
No.
So you're fucked. What happens if you fail this mission?
Then I just assume it's the same as if I fail any mission and I just lose a bunch of water.
So there's no game over in this.
Maybe if you run out of water.
Okay.
I don't know if there's a game over. I know, like, in the harder difficulties, I think if you fail a mission, it's like a game over, but I know.
Okay.
I just don't know. Alright, here's what my plan is going to be, and this might be an incredibly stupid plan.
Cosper says throw a grenade.
Oh, yeah. But what I'm going to do before I throw a grenade.
Oh my god.
So this guy has a grenade.
Yeah.
And obviously there are 3 enemies down here.
Yeah, that seems like a good use for a grenade. I don't.
But Piper, my captain, has a Inspire ability, which means if she's standing directly next to someone, they do bonus damage.
Okay.
So I'm going to move Piper down here, throw a grenade, then throw a grenade.
Okay.
That's my plan.
Okay.
So now, bing, he's inspired.
Ding bong.
So now, not a terrible amount of damage.
Dick damage.
But, well, I killed one guy.
Dick damage.
Dick damage, but I killed one guy, so I'm going to take it. What is this? Free action, activates trigger. Kill shots on this turn. More free action. More guys to kill.
So Jack likes this and dislikes XCOM.
Yes. And if you were paying attention, it's because this is a much lighter game.
People don't pay attention.
People
They see things and they make broad generalizations.
How come you like this, not XCOM? Well, because this is simpler. I like things that are a little simpler. I'm not terribly good with strategy games because, as you know, I want instant gratification. I want to do things. Like, I don't like planning things out. This has streamlined the planning to an appropriate Jack level.
Poke Alex in the eye, says, Rich, your Game Station 2.0 character was one of the funniest things I'd ever seen. I think you're the real creative genius in RLM. Anything from the RLM universe that we'd be surprised to learn were your ideas? Everything.
Everything.
I'm the mastermind behind every single thing.
Every single thing.
Every joke we wrote. Everyone around me is they're just incompetent. I'm looking for good people, actually. Trying to replace some of these guys. If you know anybody who's only, even half as talented as I am,
that's going to be the tough
know.
part. That's the real tough part, Rich. Where are we going to find anyone that's even half as talented?
I know, it's a tall order. It's a tall order.
Yeah.
It's the way it is.
Just the way it is. Do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do-do. Things are never going to change.
I saw somebody earlier mention a couple times, asking us if we had any interest in Mighty Number 9.
Ah. Funny you should say so.
The only thing I have to say about Mighty Number 9, not having actually played it,
Yeah.
is it's got a really ugly look to it, which doesn't say anything about the gameplay. It might be great, but it's got that ugly kind of 3D as a 2D game where all of the platforms are these awkward squares and rectangles, and that is just a really fucking ugly look. It is the laziest way to make a 3D side scroller.
Maybe.
It's floating rectangles. I don't know. It's so ugly.
I know what I have to do. I know what I have to do. Not punch that guy. Is one of the things I have to do.
Is that the one that exploded?
That's the one that explodes. So I'm going to learn my lesson.
Run away.
We're going to move that guy. I'm hoping I can move him to a place where I can use him. That would be the best. I might be able to just move him over here, but then I'm frightfully... Well, the Technomancer has yet to hurt me directly. But if I move him here, I might be able to... Yeah, let's do that. Okay, move you here. Boom. Simple strategy. I need simple.
Did you like the movie Moneyball?
I've heard great things about Moneyball.
Not as much as the book, but I loved all of the weird baseball stat stuff. And, the book's going to go into more detail on that, or at least did.
Alright, can I be a super badass here?
It's a really, really interesting story about people who had to think outside the box. What do you know about Moneyball?
Nerd sports. The thing I think I know about Moneyball is it was a failing baseball team that used a mathematician to statistically figure out the best players.
Kind of,
Okay.
basically. It was a team that used to be better funded, but the new ownership was cheap, and they slashed the budget by a lot. It's like the year before, they had all of these great players, like Mark McGuire and, what's his face? The one who got hit in the head with the ball once. I can't even remember his fucking name anymore. Jose Canseco.
Oh, okay.
And, then they had all these great players, and they almost got to the World Series, and then new ownership cut the budget.
Oh.
And the management was like, the manager was like, the general manager, how the fuck do I put together a winning baseball team for a fraction of the budget after losing all of our good players? And he found some kind of weird math nerd. and they just completely re-examined everything that everybody used to think they knew about baseball. And you know what? This stat doesn't really matter as much as people think it does. Let's look at this weird stat that nobody pays attention to. And they found a way to build an efficient team because there was these stats that were undervalued, like walks. Nobody really cared that much. They wanted the guys who had the hit for a high average. But
Right.
Moneyball said, well, walks are really just as good.
Yeah.
And we don't need people who are fast if we have people who are walking and loading the base. You don't need the speed. So we get these people who far cheaper to pay, and yet our team will kind of still be as good.
Yeah. I like it.
Like a nerdy, really nerdy baseball stat stuff.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Do you have any favorite arcade games from our childhood?
X-Men. You play X-Men? You ever play X-Men, the arcade game?
Yeah, no, not really.
It's a classic brawler,
Yeah.
but with X-Men characters. Played the shit out of that.
I played the Ninja Turtles brawler.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know that I'd say that were my favorite. I mean, when I was really young, I liked Pac-Man. Paperboy. Paperboy was great. I played Super Mario Brothers first at the arcade. They had that at the Showbiz Pizza. So I played Super Mario Brothers at the arcade well before I had a Nintendo. So that was a favorite. Spy Hunter? I wasn't near good enough at Spy Hunter as a kid to really enjoy it. I would die way too quickly. Skulltula House says, Rich, since Jack spent on $150 on his X-Bone controller, what extravagance can we help fund for you?
Hey, I paid for my X-Bone controller. I did not dip into prereq funds for that because I knew that was an extravagant controller.
You did. I wouldn't really care. I got a fucking $1,500 gaming computer.
You know what I got? I got some really sweet LED lights. And I purchased LED lights for our prereq shoots, but I use them for my shoots too, and I love them. I love our LED. And Red Letter Media uses them. We're using them right now. It's great. I love our LED lights. That was my extravagant purchase.
Then he also says, there was an Atari 2600 Faster Blaster controller on eBay for $800 with your name on it.
Wah, wah, wah.
I have not forgotten about the RAM. I've been too busy to pick it out, but I have not forgotten about it. But a busy week for Richard Evans. Sorry, Chen says, hi, Jack. The way you described this game before playing reminded me of Codename Steam. Steampunk, cutish, XCOM-ish.
Ah.
Wonder if you've heard of it. Layton's arriving soon for whoever first receives them. Layton's. Professor Layton's would be my guess.
Oh, okay.
That'd be my guess. I don't know.
Sure.
Could be some kind of Layton something else for all I know. Layton's brand cough drops.
Yeah, yeah.
That sounds like it could be a cough drop. Layton's.
Yeah, it could be.
But you never heard of Codename Steam?
Not to my knowledge. Does not sound like anything I have heard of. But yeah, I usually like when it says strategy game. I usually just kind of tune out, because it's just not my thing.
Is there much of a difference between steampunk and clockwork? Are they basically the
Clockwork
same?
Robots?
Yeah, they're basically
I think there's
the same.
there's a gray area in there.
Yeah.
Because it's really just about power without gasoline. Steam
Yeah.
power. Clock power is usually just like
Wind up.
power.
Rich, there's no Doom DLC that's single player. Isn't that kind of bullshit? No, it means I don't have to worry about buying the rest of the game piecemeal is what that means. If there were DLC for single player, that would mean it was done months ago, and it was held back, and I was playing to complete the game.
Yeah?
And it would annoy me. I think it would annoy me. DLC annoys me. Because before the downloadable content era, you know, that shit would just be part of the game.
Yes.
Do you remember when extra costumes were unlockables and not something you had to buy after the fact, like all the Batman costumes?
Like you just found like a little secret stuff?
Yeah, you found the secrets in the Arkham game, and you got all the Batman costumes. Yeah. Now you have to pay $15.99 for 5 costumes at a time.
It's like a little treat. Like a little treat.
It's like a little treat for spending $15.
Well, no, before it was a little treat.
Oh, before it was a little treat, yeah.
That's something that I think they handle perfectly. If I could delve a little bit into Overwatch.
Oh, go ahead.
Overwatch has a extra costumes or unlockable stuff, and you get something called a loot box for every time you level up. And the more you play, the more you win, the better you do. You get experience points, and every time you level up, you get a loot box. And you open up the loot box, and it has random. It could be like a new voice line, a spray that you can spray in the world, a new outfit for your character. Mm-hmm. They don't do anything in game. Like, it doesn't give you new weapons. It's just cosmetic stuff. And you can get all of this stuff for free just by playing the game. Or if you're an impatient fuck, you can pay quite a bit of money to get like 50 loot boxes and open them up. But you get to choose whether you want them for free or whether you want to pay to get them. And I like that.
Chat defending DLC.
Of course they are. You know, Rich, of course they are.
Which, you people are all too trustworthy. Far too trustworthy. Never trust the man. These corporate douches, like EA Games, you can't trust them.
Never trust the man.
They're constantly looking for ways to fuck you over and get some money from you.
This is really true, Rich.
Be skeptical of this shit.
Boom.
I'm not defending it, but I wouldn't mind more single-player content. You know what? I'm fine just replaying the game myself.
For Doom?
Yeah.
Oh no, and you know what? Like, here's the thing. Doom has delivered a game. A very satisfying, complete game.
Yes.
If they come out with DLC and I just happen to play more of it, that's icing. That's icing on the cake. Much like Bloodborne. Bloodborne delivered to me a full experience in a game, then they came out with DLC that gave me more of that game. Fuck yeah. I will buy more.
Yeah.
And, instead of waiting 5 more years for a sequel, we can give you a little bit more now. That's a fair use of DLC. A fair use of DLC. But they've given you a complete game. It's not chopping up the game into little segments.
Well, they gave you a fair amount with the old Blood or the old Hunters. I remember
the old Hunters. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, that's
they give you a lot.
Yeah.
So.
No, what I'm saying is that's good DLC. Doom, when it comes out with more single player DLC, I'm gonna play it.
They're not. Supposedly they're not going. It's not on their schedule. Because it's not like DLC is actually made after a game releases as something extra. It's something that's been in the works for months.
With how they ended
it's all multiplayer.
They don't. With how they ended it, that's very surprising. I assumed they had at least
all supposedly multiplayer and possibly stuff for Snap Map.
Which it could use, obviously,
Yeah.
some DLC, but
Oh, if they resolved whatever kind of minor cliffhanger that was, not that it was much of one,
well, that's what I assumed. I assumed that was a teaser for some DLC.
wouldn't that be obnoxious? Pay to end the game? Pay to end, not that I cared about story too much, but pay extra to end the story? That's bullshit.
I felt satisfied in the conclusion of that.
Sure.
And then they left you off for like episode 2, and I'm okay with that.
See, I'm okay with it because story was never a focus of the game.
Right.
But if I cared more, I'd be a little bit irritated with the way it ended. I'd be a little bit irritated with the way it ended. It's not a satisfying in story terms. Not a super satisfying ending.
Yeah, but it's Doom.
Yes, that's why I'm okay with it.
Right.
But yeah,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess I can see where you're coming from.
don't do cliffhangers. Like
I-
Doom was great, and
See-
I don't need a cliffhanger. I didn't need a cliffhanger to get me excited for another Doom game.
And I saw it as less of a cliffhanger and more of a like on the next episode.
It's pseudo cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Not really. Kind of. Sort of. It's not a solid. This is the resolution.
I thought it was decent enough resolution. You know, because like the resolution was spoiler alert, and then it was on the next episode of Doom. That was the cliffhanger. That's how it felt like to me.
Game should never end on cliffhangers because there's years between sequels. It's unnecessary because a fun game you'll buy it anyway.
Yeah.
Cliffhanger or not.
Kicking ass here, Rich. I kicked major ass.
I mean, I really like Super Mario Brothers, but you know, there's no dangling plot threads. I think I'm gonna pass on the future Mario games.
This guy gets a rocket launcher.
Trash Can Man says, just a quick note to say you guys are great, and thanks for all the entertainment. You guys continue to bring laughs and good times. Keep up the great work and grab a drink on me.
Hey, well, I have one. I mean, he probably means like a new one, but
You people do know that every one of these tips we get that's just glowing praise and thanks. I'm just making that all up on the spot. There is so much criticism of us. Like, look what he said about you. When I read that, I said thanks for all the laughs.
everybody's weight fluctuates a little bit, and I think that's unfair. I think that's unfair. No, I'm just, you know, we're all human. We all live our lives. Jesus.